All right, so this is my third attempt to do a video. I had two live streams that kept getting booted, so here I am on my camera doing an upload. And I prefer not to do uploads because I really enjoy interacting with people who come into the comments or whatever and they talk. I enjoy that. I live for that kind of feedback, even constructive criticism. I'm just not a big fan of rudeness. So I'm Suzanne Titkemeyer. I used to write for Pathos, a column called No Longer Quivering. Oh, I did this for almost 10 years. My subject matter was religion. It was fundamentalist, quiverful, evangelical type religion. I looked at the ridiculousness of the entire thing. And many times there were all kinds of things that I later realized that it comes straight out of fundamentalism and into popular culture. This is one of those things. I have a song that I actually really love by a band called U2. I really started listening to them in the early 80s, and this is one from the album that everybody screamed about showing up for free in their iTunes account some years back. The name of the song is The Troubles. There is a bridge at the very end that every time I hear it, I almost shake because there's so much truth in that. And I've tried to embrace that as I've healed from fundamentalism and come out of everything that I had been through. The lyrics of that bridge go, I'm naked and I'm not afraid. My body is sacred and I'm not ashamed. Let me state that again for everyone. This is my body. I am not ashamed. I refuse to be ashamed. And every time I hear that bridge, I think, wow, that's really how we should be living our lives. What started me thinking about this is something on Twitter about a week ago. About a week ago, I got a recommendation to follow Polina Poroskova, who was married to Rick Kasich. I don't know if they're still married or not, of the Cars. And she was a model, a supermodel back in the early 1980s, I want to say. So I've never really followed her, and I would not have ever followed her except for one thing. She drew me in with her photograph. She had a photograph of herself, she's in her 50s now, in a bikini. And it was a wonderful photograph because she was being very real. She didn't have makeup on, she didn't have her hair done, and there's nothing wrong with her body. There would have been nothing wrong with her body if she weighed 300 pounds either, I want to say. But here's the thing. She obviously eats right. She obviously is very active and works out. You could tell that from the photograph. Her body shape is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And she looked lovely in the bikini, I thought. And I thought it was very brave of her at her age to actually wear those because society likes to shame you if you are outside the norm. And the society seems to think that once you hit your 40s, you should just cover up everything and not show anything else. There was a man, this was what she was protesting. There was a man who came on there and told her she was too old and too ugly and various things to be wearing a bikini publicly like that. He started body shaming her for the fact that, yeah, there might have been a few wrinkles in a few places where gravity had taken its toll, but here's the thing. The photograph was overall perfectly fine. I mean, even if she was a 300-pound woman wearing a bikini, the photograph would have been fine. It's really what you decide to do with your body. It really is. So this guy was just shaming the crap out of her for being as old as she was wearing a bikini, even though she has this beautiful body and this perfect figure. So I started following her because of that, and she started tagging pictures of herself, old and ugly. Or was it ugly and old? One of the two. And then she said, show me your old and ugly self. Let's reclaim this. Let's shame these men that are body shaming us. with my heart in my mouth, I posted a bikini picture of myself. It's only from the waist up, thank God. But it was myself a couple of years ago. My hair was shorter in my bikini I have that is like a 1940s pinup bikini. It's even got the boobs that go out for days. And I posted that with the hashtag old and ugly on her timeline when she started asking all of us to post what we look like and claim our cronehood. So I did that. And I was amused that she actually liked it and said, wild and hot. So I laughed about that because it's been a long time since anyone's ever described me as hot because our society has such a thing about women and our bodies that it's crazy. I've been thinking about that a lot, about her photograph and that horrible man saying those things to her. And of course, I immediately responded back to her when he posted that and said, there is not a thing in this world wrong with your body or this photograph. This guy is clearly an idiot. And I keep thinking about this because as I'm writing my book, I'm coming up with anecdotes where men have tried to shame various women in the church over their bodies, their clothing choices, and everything else. I told a story about having these cute little pumpkin dresses, my daughter and I, at fall one time, and being shamed by a man who said that it was glorifying Satan because the pumpkins would be used as jack-o'-lanterns. So here's what I know. Wherever there are men, there are guys, some guys, not all, but some that think because you are a woman, that they automatically have the right to tell you their opinion on your body and shame you for it. It kind of all sorts of blows my mind that men feel that, and it comes straight out of fundamentalism. Like I said, these guys will, not just a guy ring up to me criticizing my pumpkin dress, but they will criticize you for everything, and it's really not fair because we're walking around in these meat suits, all of us. You, me, the guy over there, my husband out there running around naked with his beer belly out. And we're all wearing these dumb meat suits. Nobody gets out of here getting to avoid gravity and the other things as we age. It's normal and natural. But for some reason, fundamentalism especially thinks that you reach a certain age, you cover everything, you dress a certain way. I mean, let's look at the society in the past in things like movies. How many times have we seen the gray-haired lady dressed like Mrs. Doubtfire? Society likes to pigeonhole us in these things, and I don't know about you, but I don't fit in a box. I'm not a round peg or a square peg. Just take that box and shove it up your rear end. I will do what I feel like doing because my body is sacred and I'm not afraid. And this has been a challenging thing to actually do because our community is so invested in this and they shame people. So I'm just going to throw this out. Nobody needs to be shaming that YouTuber. And you know which one I'm talking about. And I'm guilty of this too. For her chin, I used to call her Slippin' Chinny sometimes. For anything to do with her body. Somebody pointed out the other day, and I don't remember if it was Another Truth or if it was Dina Danzig, who I happen to think I like both of them, that pointed out that making fun of her for having an adult diaper is wrong. And I've got to say that after my various health conniptions where they tried to put one of those on me, and I was kind of like, no, I don't really need that right now, but they were thinking I probably did. So let's not consider that a fault. Let's just say, bless your heart, you need that. I mean, we don't know. Could be something. But anyway, I'm not trying to defend her. I'm just saying fat shaming, body shaming, that just needs to end. That's harming our community when we do that to her, when we do that to others. And we're falling in that same old fundamentalist thinking that men have a right to say whatever they want about your body, and that women have the ability to be gatekeepers in that stupid thing and parrot whatever men are saying or jump into that thing. We should just put a moratorium on that and stop. About 10, 11 days ago, Bobby the robot cat from Bobby Recaps did a video disagreeing with me on something I'd said. And while I disagree with what he said, though how he took it, because I didn't mean it that way, he's perfectly free to criticize me any way, shape, or form he wants on content. And so I had no problem with that. I went in there and tried to talk to him. It was clear that he was not going to be open to dialogue. So I just got the heck out, because Todd Paulson had also shown up and started saying some not so nice things. But here was the shocking thing to me about about the whole episode. It wasn't Bobby. It wasn't Bobby's reaction. Bobby, I love you. You're free to make whatever kind of, um, if something triggers you, of course you're going to say something. I've seen you say some things that I don't always agree with. And I'm not even talking about myself, but it is what it is. The problem came in when I looked at the comments, and it was all body shaming. It was all body shaming. And I was like, wow, this has really invaded our community so hard and so stupid. Why stupid? Well, we don't always have a lot of control over our body shape and weight and things. When there are underlying health conditions that are making it really hard for you to lose weight or anything else, it it can really hurt. And on the flip side, I've known people who've been anorexic or bulimic that have had difficulty with people shaming them, especially men, thinking they have a right to say whatever they want. And if your body doesn't line up with male gaze, you're doing something wrong. Very dry throat. So I think in our community, we need to just put that aside and realize that when we're tempted to do that, we're playing right into the hands of anybody that also is a fundamentalist Christian. That's where this whole idea came from. I'm convinced of it. It is a patriarchal thing that we just need to say, nope, no doing, no doing. I'm not going to do it. I hereby declare I am no longer calling Katie Joy Paulson slippin' chinny or anything else to do with her body. Her body is her body is her body. Shaming her for it is not very fair. Shaming anybody for their body isn't very fair. Shaming somebody for any number of things that they can't control is just not, it's not a fair fight. It just makes you look stupid and petty. And I admit, I can be a petty bee. I know I can. And I try to work on that, because it's kind of, and a lot of people that do snark, they think that bodies are fair game. Bodies are not fair game. Bodies should be left behind where they are. I think about all the wonderful women I've known. There was a series of photographs that I absolutely love that kind of sum it up for me, of older women in my own age group and maybe a little older, wearing whatever in the heck they want, no matter how strange. I went into that space when I got about 50, where I would wear whatever the hell I wanted, no matter how strange it looked to somebody else. And there was another woman I saw on Facebook that was older than myself. She was like 75 or something, that was running around in just the most outre outfits in the wildest colors and designs. She had pimped her hover round with rainbow covered fur. When I see things like that, I'm just, you go on, you go, you go. That's fabulous. So going back to poor Paulina, it's just such an evil thing in our society. And I think that the only way to end it is to A, not engage ourselves. B, you don't tolerate it when somebody else does it too. You can very gently say, hey, body shaming is not right. You don't have to you don't have to go after them. You can just tell. You can publicly or privately approach them in a gentle, non-threatening way. That's what it's going to take to take away the sting of men trying to weaponize our own bodies against us. And I'm looking at you, Mr. Road Pig, because you took weaponizing women's bodies to a whole new level, an unacceptable one. And you turned off a lot of people, I think, that were your original subscribers when you did that. It's never a good thing. It's never a good thing. We are more than our bodies. Our bodies, like I said, they're just the meat suits we're riding around in. Now, I'd like to get a refund on mine because I'm getting real tired of all the crazy medical drama with mine. And sometimes that crazy medical drama involves large amounts of steroids. Steroids suck in the worst way possible. They suck in how they make you feel, they suck in what they do to you. And there are just so many different reasons why making fun of somebody for their body is wrong. I keep thinking about how some of the women that I absolutely love the most in my life are people who are 100% comfortable in their body and that they live the way they choose and they don't throw shade at anybody else's body. Okay, so I know that I am running along here by myself. I'm avoiding going out there and helping my husband start his, what do you call that thing? His water pressure thing that he cleans with. He bought a new one and it, it's got a bunch of crazy safety features. So I've been putting that off, but I need to do that now. I need to get off of here, do a few things. I'm going to drag him to the plant nursery today because I want some more plants since they re-landscaped our yard. So recap, body shaming, don't do it. It's okay to have these thoughts. It's okay if you want to say, oh, I think so. If you want to say to yourself, wow, that person is too skinny, too fat, too whatever. It's not okay to say that, to use it as a weapon. It's not okay. It's never okay. And it really needs to stop. I think that if that stopped, it would help a lot with some of the things that are going on in the community because our community is just, it's gotten beyond toxic. This morning, when I got up and saw that yet again, one group was accusing another group of all sorts of other things. And then there's all the people that hate Steve McRae that were saying all the stuff against him and against Aaron and against anybody who supports Steve. I don't understand for the life of me why we all have to splinter and have these factions because life is not black and white. Life is a series of grays, and that's the same thing with our bodies. Our bodies are all different and unique. We need to embrace our bodies, be proud and happy with our bodies. I'm going to say this, even though my body is not perfect and I had unbelievable drama with my digestive, not digestive, what I'm thinking digestive, with my reproductive system. I did manage to have 3 wonderful, beautiful, smart, talented, and awesome children. And I have a husband that loves my poor old body, sagging boobs and all. And that's really the only thing that matters. The opinions of other people on someone else's body who aren't your immediate family, who aren't your circle, your inner circle, they don't matter at all. Okay, you guys, I am going to go. Thank you, my friends, for hanging out with me and listening to me rattle like this. I wish it could have been a live stream because I really, really, really enjoy interacting in chat because we're still in this pandemic. I still have mast cells, so I'm not going out very often at all. Very seldom. I'm going to have to go out in a little while and get prescriptions filled, but that's about it. Prescription or grocery store, and that is it. I'll see you guys later.